that unlike the other night when I went live with the author, the international best-selling author of Purpose Not Perfect, Lady Jacqueline Thorne was on. You all were so kind. I was trying to look at the messages and everything, and I found out after the fact that you all couldn't hear Jacqueline. So I want Jacqueline to say something. So somebody send me a message or something and let me know that this time you all can hear Lady Jacqueline. Please
Okay,
say something.
testing one,
Yes.
two, three. How are you? God bless this evening. God bless this broadcast. Somebody didn't want us to get on, but we are here live. Please say that you
Yes.
can hear us.
Yes. So I'm looking here on Facebook, and I'm hoping that by me looking on Facebook, it won't kick me out. Let me see.
You're taking a peek.
Yeah, I'm taking a peek. Let's see. All right. Okay, I see it. And now let me see if I can hear it. Won't kick me out. Okay, so
All right.
taking a peek. Yeah. All right, I heard you. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, we are on full cylinders right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I will close out of that. And if anything changes, please somebody message me or something. I have the messenger open. So we're gonna try this here again. Tonight
Yes, ma'am.
I am with best-selling author,
International.
international best-selling author Jacqueline Thorne of Purpose Not Perfect. Please show them your book. Yes, Purpose Not Perfect. The Amazon link is in the title of today's live stream. Please click on it and get your copy. Um,
Yes,
Jacqueline and I, our paths crossed last year, as a matter of fact, right? We worked
yes,
on
yes.
a book collaboration together. And so since then, we have stayed in contact, and I am grateful for that. Um, and when I saw the other day that her book went live and I was able to download and get my copy, I was just super excited for her solo project. And I wanted to share it with my viewers and share Jacqueline with my Facebook family, my YouTube family, my
Hey,
Periscope
y'all.
family. Yes, the importance of purpose and not perfect. So, Jacqueline, I'm going to turn it over to you because people didn't get a chance to hear you earlier this week. Would you tell us about purpose, not perfect?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me and for your audience and anybody who was able to jump on. It's excuse me, been such an exciting week. As you stated on Monday, my book went live on Amazon, and it's entitled "Purpose Not Perfect," and um, it's an inspirational book. It's a business leadership book. It's a guide. It is a culmination, but a short read of my experiences and the things that I think would be helpful in leadership, in your journey to personal development. And it evolved as I was writing it. It sat on the shelf for a couple of months while we toured for our book collaboration. And so it's almost a year ago and a few weeks that we met in New Orleans.
Yes,
So
that's
this has
right.
been full circle. So very, very happy. I was advised that the book rated number one in US, in the US, the Netherlands, UK, and I believe number two in Canada. But we'll take number two. We'll take it.
We will
Um,
take it. Yes.
yeah, some of the things that don't some people say you can't marry two things, but I've rated on business and economics as well as religion, Christianity, and personal development. And those are all the three buttons I was trying to hit: personal development, spirituality, and leadership. So that's a little synopsis of the book. I'm getting great feedback. I would really love it if you would download the book and write a review. A review is very, very, very important. You know, when you go to purchase something on Amazon, you usually go to the one with the most reviews. So
Yes.
please give it a quick review. I'm really appreciative of this opportunity to meet with you.
That is so good. I had mentioned on Monday that the importance of reviews because I find myself making my purchases based on the reviews,
Right.
reviews and pictures. So there is nothing wrong with taking a picture with the book and leaving a
Yes.
review. Also, you are more than welcome to do that as well. But please download your copy today. It is, although it is a quick read, it is an impactful read. There are nuggets in there from we said on Monday from someone seasoned.
Yes.
Sharing some information with us on the importance of focusing on purpose and not perfection. I
Correct.
want you to share with the listeners what you shared on Monday that they didn't hear about when you were underemployed and how
Sure.
focusing on purpose made a difference in shifting you from underemployed to employed.
Sure. Several years ago, I was unemployed, then underemployed. Had a mortgage looking at me, had a car payment looking at me. I had, just regular finances looking at me. And I was working for a media ratings company at the time, my prior employment. And for quite some time, I've been applying to the state for, government jobs, applying to the feds, and it just wasn't my season yet. But when I did get an opportunity after qualifying for several jobs, rating best qualified, you get your letter that you're good, you're a match, you're qualified, or you're best qualified. So qualified, best qualified was the highest tier. And this particular job that I interviewed for was a part time permanent position, 20 hours a week. But I'm underemployed. Nothing is coming in. I'm consistently, and God is telling me, this is the door I want you to walk through.
Hmm.
So I was obedient. I listened. There was something about this position. I thought that this position was in addition to something else that they needed, right? They just needed a little help because it was already established. But lo and behold, nothing had been done. So the projects that I worked on were sitting on the shelf for several years, and the person that was in charge didn't want to be in charge. So I started out helping, advance within 3 months to full time, advance in another 3 months to the project manager and the grant manager. And over a 4 year period, was able to complete the projects on time, under budget, and return several $1 million back to the federal treasury. So that in itself was a great accomplishment. And that sort of opened up the path for me to say, what's next? You're doing all of this for an employer. You have all of this knowledge. You have all this experience. You have all of this blessing, all this talent that God has given you. What next? How are you going to share? How are you going to give back? This is my legacy. I've always written, and I wanted to share it with others that can be enlightened and inspired to move forward. And a book seemed to be the most logical step. So
And
first I journeyed
definitely.
towards our collaboration, and it was definitely the appropriate time. And like I said, my messaging evolved with the time, from journey to greatness to purpose not perfect. I was able to identify some things, and one of those things are my slogan, if you will, is that I am a recovering perfectionist, because I like things to be done the correct way, tied in a little bow, and that was always my drive. But purpose was more important than being per, per, for it being perfected. So that's where the title came up from, like working in purpose as opposed to doing it the way that looks good, that looks like what you have in your head, what you've made up, the rules that you've made up. So that's a little bit about where the title came from and a little bit about my experience and what led me to this title. And really appreciative that I listened to the words that I was getting through prayer, and it's resonating with a lot of people. So
And
really
so
appreciate.
focusing on purpose got you from being underemployed to being employed,
Yes.
an opportunity to shine,
Yes.
doors opening
Mm-hmm.
in a major way, and you being able to take something that nobody else wanted to do, turn it around for your good. Your gift made room for
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
And since then, you have progressed up your career ladder. And here you are now wanting to leave your legacy in the form of, in book form, in written form.
Correct.
Now, please tell me this is not going to be the first and last solo project from Jacqueline Thorne.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. The book, as mentioned before, is a short read, and I wanted to go further. And the response that I'm receiving back is they wanted more. I have more.
Yo,
I have a
yay.
whole lot more. I have a whole series. But this was just the beginning. And this encourages me to move forward because I know that my messaging is impactful and it's making a difference. So most definitely, this is not the last book. I'm going to start book touring again and meeting more folks, and I'm working on some local events. I really love traveling, but there's a lot of Maryland. This is a huge state, so I would really love to have more events. So I'm open to those collaborations and those phone calls.
Excuse me. And so we're looking forward to you coming to Prince George's County. You're right next
Yes,
door.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
coming into the area. And we certainly said when you set up the book tour to come in this area, we will definitely let everyone know so
yes.
they can register and have their face in the place and get an autographed copy. And you do such good work because even when you put together the East Coast event, the Maryland event for Journey to
Mhm.
Greatness, it wasn't even just a normal event. It was an exchange of information and a teachable moment. Uh, there were workshops. I mean, it was just amazing. Just your unique gift of how you show up. So this won't be a typical book signing
It will
event.
not.
So we will
It will
definitely
not.
keep you posted. Um, so
I
I just,
definitely will.
yes, but I want you to let folks know how to get in contact with you. Before we go any further, I want to make sure we get this in. Please tell us how we can get in contact with you and stay in contact with you across social media, email.
Okay. I am Lady J Thorne on all social media. That's LadyJThorne at Gmail. I have a Facebook page. I have an IG page. I have a Twitter page. And on LinkedIn, I am Jacqueline Thorne, as my name is spelled. I also have a website, and I'm working on keeping it more consistent, and I'll share that afterwards.
Okay.
But social media, I am on everything. You can reach out to me and you can email me if you have any requests, if you have any ideas or collaborations that you might want to cover. I'm definitely open for bookings and collaborating and being impactful. So please just reach out to me or any of those avenues.
And how you can serve and how you serve others this time of year. We had talked about this on Monday that we're going into full force into the holiday season
Yeah.
coming up with Thanksgiving and Christmas and the New Year. And I just wanted to encourage those who would tune in that even though we're at the end of 2019, even if you didn't accomplish everything or everything that was on your vision board hasn't come to pass yet, it's not too late.
It's not. Absolutely
Purpose
not.
not perfect
Purpose not perfect.
is an encouragement for us to start where we are. It's not
Absolutely.
about having every I dotted, every T crossed. As soon as I get this and I get this and all these things line up, then I'll do. Um,
Yeah. It's about starting right where you are.
yeah.
I do express that in the book. You need to start where you are. You need to have mentorship. It is good to learn from the lessons of others, as I've stated earlier, to be the vicarious lesson learned. We don't know everything. We think we know everything. We think we get a certain age and we're grown. We're still growing. We're still evolving.
Yeah.
I still have my moments in terms of perfection. Again, I won't ever be recovered from that. It's something, an addiction is an addiction. You know, it, I, you're not ever going to be perfect. However, you can improve.
Yes.
Um, you can refine. You can have vision and you can take steps towards that now. Don't wait until, resolutions and promises on January 1st that, go out the window by January 14th is out the window. You know, don't don't wait. Just do it now. You can make steps now to make a great impact. By January 14th, you can be on the road or taking steps to improving or to accomplishing a goal. So please don't wait. Take some action.
Yes.
Some action.
And tomorrow's not promised. We could have January 1st in our view, but only the Lord knows whether or not we'll get
Yeah,
there. So the only time that we have is now.
correct.
So that's why it's so beautiful that it talks, and when the scripture talks about now faith, is because that's all we have to have faith for is right now, this moment, this minute. And Jacqueline is encouraging us to start from where we are. It's about purpose, not perfect.
Absolutely.
Make it
Absolutely.
happen. The job, waiting for the six-figure job. Okay, you got to start from 7 to get to 6, right? You have to start from somewhere. Um, it's nothing wrong with starting in the mailroom to get
No.
up to being the president of the organization. There's nothing wrong. Jacqueline shared with us how she took on a job that nobody else wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did she do it, she did it well,
Yes.
saved money,
Mm-hmm.
made herself indispensable. And since
Yeah.
that time, right, they have rewarded her with promotions and increase. And we know
Yes.
that promotion comes from God, but we
It
also
does.
know that God moves on the hearts of kings and
Mm-hmm.
great
Mm-hmm.
men. And they saw the gift of Jacqueline and rewarded her accordingly.
Yeah.
What in terms of writing the next book or the series, what direction, based on the feedback that you're getting, what direction do you think that you're going to head into to build upon the foundation of purpose, not perfect?
Well, that's an excellent question. First, transparency. That's one of my mottos. Transparency. And even when I was writing for this book and our in the previous chapter for the other book, when I prayed on it, God told me to get naked. He told me to get uncomfortable, and He would use me, and He would expound, and I would be able to touch people with my story. So I'm writing from what I know, not from what I've read, not from that what
Yes.
there is some research there. And oddly enough, when I was working on my last few edits with my publisher for this book,
Hmm.
my next two or three book titles kept popping in my head, and I was saying, God, can I? Can I push this book baby out first? Can I please get this one out first? But the seeds were already there. And I think based on the feedback that I'm getting, I definitely will still focus on personal development.
Mhm.
Always spirituality, because you have to have a great foundation. And I'm a woman of faith, so it will definitely be on that realm. And I did get a few requests for something a little spicier for some older readers as well. So I
Ah.
don't know how what we're gonna do about that, but definitely I would take lessons that I've learned that I think would be impactful for women, young men, and for men. I have a message for men,
Mhm.
and when you're starting out, you don't want to box yourself in. And for the most part, women are supporters, but I have men supporters as well. I had several men to purchase our
Oh yes,
anthology
Journey
as
to
well.
Greatness.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
a lot of men purchased it. They shared it with their wives or their daughters, but
Mhm.
that was another sign, if you will, that you don't know who's watching, who needs that
That's so true.
inspiration, who wants to support you just because of you. You don't know
Yes.
how you impact people. So I do have a message for men, specifically because I'm a daddy's girl. My
Mm.
father is deceased, and he was a drug addict for a time. He did recover before he passed. However, I have a message for men. I really want to help them with their relationship with their daughters, because I
Mhm.
know what didn't happen for me. And I think that I can tell it in such a way that would be beneficial. So I encourage men as well. It's not just about women. We're humans. We're spiritual, having a human experience, right?
Yes, yes.
So I definitely want to speak to men. So I have a couple of ideas. I also want to collaborate with a man as well. Sort of
Yes.
like a throwback Peaches and Herb type of thing. Like, a message. I kind of see that vision of a conversation going back and forth.
Ah.
So I have a lot of ideas. So this is definitely not going to be the last.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to know. And I think that's necessary. I think it's necessary for us to have some conversations in the public space, right?
Yes, yes,
Um, because that is true. Even at the Journey for Greatness event in New Orleans, we had a number of men there,
we sure did.
quite a
We sure did.
few,
We sure did.
that were supportive and engaged in the project and in the book. So I could definitely see that. I would be interested to see to read that type of a collaboration. To be quite
Yeah,
honest.
I've wanted to do that for a while, but God's going to send the right partner for me to do that with, for the messaging to be right. But
Yes. So we
I,
won't put that
I
out.
get
That's
you.
what we're doing. We're
Yeah,
putting that out in the atmosphere right
I'm
now.
right. I'm
So
yes,
yes, so whoever
looking
sees
for
this,
yes,
yes,
looking
and
for
who,
a
yes,
male in leadership
yes,
that has experience and has been through, so has overcome some things. However, I want to do this dance, this book dance. I want to
yes,
have the conversation, and I want us to, talk from both ends of the spectrum.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
think we can cover a lot of subjects. We're better together. So I'm
I
looking
agree.
for a good man for the book, for the book.
Okay. I was gonna say expound on that. What would you know in what sense? But I got it. I got it. I'll stay in my lane. That's not what
Yeah,
this episode. That's not what this episode
that's
is.
not
We
what this
could do
episode is
that one.
about. That's not what this
Yeah.
episode is about.
But we
Yeah,
could
it
do
is.
that one. We could do
Yeah, we
it.
can another time. Like
Yep.
I am single. I am single. However, this not it's not about that right now. It's
Yes.
about the messaging. So
Well,
let's just
but
see.
at the same time, we don't know when purpose shows up, right? And
That's
so we don't know when the promise of our prayers show up until they show up.
yes.
So we put it out there in the atmosphere and we do what we do, and God is faithful. God is
Absolutely.
faithful. And hey, and
Absolutely.
I'm a word girl. He's a rewarder of those that diligently seek him, right? So
Hmm. Hmm.
we just put it out there. I'm just saying. I like to
Yes.
just put it out there. Just put it out there. Well, Jacqueline, thank you so much for your time. Oh, and what we have to do is, and what you all didn't hear, that Jacqueline did for us at the end of the session on Monday, and I would ask her to do that today since you all can hear it, is for her to close us out in a purposeful prayer, um, praying for those of us that are listening to get us from perfection, those of us who suffer from perfection, and
Yes.
not necessarily starting from where we are, to get us to start from where we are and focus on purpose and not perfect. So if you would close us out with a quick prayer, I would greatly appreciate that.
Not a problem at all. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for the people who are tuning in, who are watching the replay, who are stuck, Lord. Please, we ask you, it's no mistake that they are viewing this particular broadcast. We want to pray that they would get out of their own way, that they would get out of their comfort zone, that they would be open for a new opportunity, a new path to get to their dreams. We are advocates of dreams coming true, and we want you to bless our sister, Dr. Lisa Ellis, because she has survived some things. We didn't touch that, but she is a vessel that you're using her life as a testimony. Continue to bless her health, continue to bless her family, continue to bless her voice and everything that she touches and all the endeavors and where you might have her hand touch. Lord Jesus, we thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for blessing me to be obedient for this purpose in this season for this book. We want to touch and agree that all that who all that are listening, that they be blessed by your mighty hand. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
having me.
And thank you for your patience with me and my technical difficulties as I jump back into this arena of my Facebook lives and all that good stuff. And so I appreciate your patience. I appreciate those tuning in. I appreciate those that have been like, Lisa, where are you? We haven't seen you. You will see more of me.
Yes,
Um,
we love
and
it. We missed you.
yes, and offering more of this so that we can stay encouraged. That's what I do. We can stay encouraged in our day to day journey, in our pursuit of purpose, and living out the plan that God would have for our lives and fulfilling all of our dreams, our hopes and dreams and our desires. And so thank you for tuning in. Jacqueline, have a great evening. Oh,
You
please
do the
hold up your
same.
book again. Please. Please go to Amazon and get Purpose Not Perfect. It is an international Amazon bestseller.
Yes,
Okay.
online you'll see the little emblem there, but this was before. So
Yes, that's the before. You get the
this is the
after. Come
before.
on now. Yes, with the emblem.
Yes. And I'm going to be in print will be available. You can order directly on Amazon or from
Okay.
myself. I know a lot of people prefer to have a printed version. So that is coming. Stay tuned.
Okay, wonderful. And we're going to
Leave a
upload
review.
this.
Leave a review. Leave a
Yes,
review.
please leave a review. And we're going to upload this video in the original that posted on Monday so that you all can hear it and leave your comments because Jacqueline's going back through the comments. I'm going back through the
Yes.
comments, and we'd love to hear what you thought and any takeaways that you have. We would love to hear them. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, and we will talk to you soon.